All right. Call to order the Poolesville Parks Board of July 7, 2021. In attendance is Terry Pierce, Jeff McIntyre, Tim Pike, Trainer, Strong, and King. Thank you.
Make sure you.
The next meeting will be August 4. And are there, let's see, that. I move the, you'll see I move some of the items around between new business, old business, and other places. So the next announcement is next meeting is August 4. And for tonight, we need to elect directors, or officers rather, which I think we should do before we go further down the agenda, because that just makes sense.
What are
So,
the two positions?
The two positions are president or chairman, whatever you want to call, and vice president. And their roles are to manage meetings and processes and so forth and so on, and the VP VP helps support the president.
I'll nominate Doug McKinney.
Hit your button.
Second.
Nominate Doug McKinney for president.
Second.
You have to do this because it's me. You have to do that.
Okay. So since I am currently vice chairman and Doug's the one who's been nominated, all in favor of Doug, or actually, do you accept?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And then all in favor of Doug remaining vice chairman / president, whatever the term is?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nope. Okay.
Okay. Likewise, we need to determine a vice president.
I'll nominate Jeff McIntyre.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Except for, sorry.
That's fine. No,
Okay. Thank you. I'll catch up on that later. We need somebody to take, I'll tell you what, I'll take minutes tonight. Keep going.
It's already been taken. Terry's already got it.
Oh, all right, good, thank you. You got it.
Thank you, Terry.
All right, citizens' comments. If you are going to be making some comments this evening or questions or things like that, and you're in the building, please make sure that you sign in on the sheet there, and we'll make sure that we get to you.
Sheet there.
The sheet, it's up here, isn't it?
That's right here now.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, thank you.
Anybody
else
else
need
need to sign in?
I think we got it.
Yeah. And if is anybody online? Can you tell? If
There is no one online.
there is no one. Okay, all right. Yes, I do. Hold on 1 minute. There you go. Thank you. All right, so just taking care of. Did you guys get a chance to read the minutes from back to February, I think, doesn't it?
This is
April.
April?
April 12th.
Not that easy?
Hmm?
Looks like you, that's what I was just gonna say, Pat, you're not listed.
You were here, I think.
Pretty certain I was.
Well, we have enough to approve anyway. We have 4.
Yeah. Let's see, who would? Wait, bike ride, hang on, somewhere down here is further down. It says that you,
April 12th was a Monday.
yep, Monday. Remember, we had to move some of the dates around, I think either weather or
That's why
people availabilities.
I wasn't there, that was my daughter's birthday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So, approval of minutes, I have one comment, and I'll bring that to, Gaze. Just, they misspelled my name, that's all. It's just a typo. So, I am looking for,
Entertain motions to approve
a
the
motion
minutes?
to approve, yeah.
I'll second.
Moved and
No,
seconded?
I can't.
Oh, you
you can't- oh, that's right, you can't, that one, yeah,
Oh, you
never
weren't
mind,
there,
yeah.
you're looking for a motion. All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I make
yeah.
the motion, we approve the minutes from April 12, 2021.
I'll second.
You got it, all right.
Okay, any other changes or questions? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Abstain.
An abstention?
No.
Yes, Trainer.
I didn't have any comments, I wasn't turning on.
Okay, 3, 4, 5. All right, old business. The two things I have as old business was the status of painting the skate park. And, we'll start with just that one. And that would be, I think that was Noah and Cage. They here?
Have we heard from them recently?
I reached out and they sent me an email back asking if, hang on a second here.
Doug.
They were indicated that they still had interest in doing the project.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
We have two people here that are interested in that particular project, I believe.
Not
Is
painted.
it?
One was painting and one.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different though,
Yeah, I
because
think they're
there's
kind of
the
two
mural painting and then there's the actual
Yeah.
extension.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was almost a year ago they came to us.
Yeah. So Noah and Cage are not here? Okay. Give me a moment, just because. Okay. That is what it is. Speed humps, I'll let John just kind of summarize that real quick, because you get the best information.
Contractor said he would be in after the 4th of July to install the speed humps on Chiswell and also Hughes. They're scheduled at the present time, and remember, this is construction, so it's equipment dependent and also weather condition dependent. They're scheduled right now to do those installs either Monday or Tuesday. We'll get a better feel for it Sunday night.
Okay, very good. That was taken care of. That was taken care of, bear with me, okay. Now we move to new business.
Can I just interject real quick? Just
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at the minutes from from April, we were talking about bike racks. Did we pretty much put that on hold because of?
No, Bobby ordered,
They were circumvented by the commissioners, they ordered them, and we
Yeah.
were putting them in.
They did? The real expensive ones?
No,
no,
Oh,
no,
just
no,
regular.
I think, hold on.
Why?
Hold on, I thought that we.
I was just curious. 'Cause-
since they can.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
allowed to. I was just curious if did they go with the ones that had that real nice Poolesville logo, or they
Yeah.
just got regular? Somebody needs to turn off. Yeah, there they go.
I'm done speaking.
So there are bike racks on order, I guess. Okay, thank you.
How much are those bike racks gonna cost?
I don't know.
Was that ordered, was that circumvented and ordered on this last meeting?
I have no idea how much was spent. I was not in the loop.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm just looking through the minutes from that meeting. I thought that there was something
we-
in there.
The Parks Board had put it on hold because that was when we had just found out the town manager had been let go, who was supposed to be helping us
Yeah.
or in on that committee. And so we put it on hold until further notice, and then a decision was apparently made.
Do you remember how many? I thought I heard 8. 10? Was it? Okay.
Nope.
All right,
It's not on the agenda, so I suggest we.
move along. All right, I have a parks permit for the piranhas. Is there, okay. Can you come up, please? So are you Donna, or did you get someone? Okay.
The meet was canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Then. Do you guys have?
I don't have permit, but.
Yeah.
You want to just describe the
Yeah,
request?
thank you.
It's for the ice cream social, the end of the season thing that we do and give out awards. We have been doing it indoors at one of the churches. But because we have a lot of 11 and under swimmers, we have chosen to do it outdoors this year and risk a storm again.
I
Now,
think you were doing
you-
it at St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
Now, you said you're still basing your request on 150?
It's an estimate
People?
because we have not, put a sign-up genius on how many people are going to come.
Right.
We've never had more than 150 come, so that's probably safe to say that it wouldn't be more than that. But it's summer swim, it's like one of those fast 8 weeks, and you can't think about that until you get through tonight's meet and Saturday's meet, and
Okay. Now, will you be available that day if there's an issue that Preston maybe need to get a hold of, or?
yes, unfortunately, I will be around. And I live in the neighborhood, so I will be close by. Yeah,
So if you could,
Just out of curiosity, is this for Stevens Park?
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I thought it was,
I thought it was Wayland's.
Whalen.
No, we changed it to Stevens.
Oh, change it to
Oh,
Stevens?
yeah, I'm
Oh, then
sorry.
it should just,
says Stevens.
Yeah.
shouldn't it just go through the permitting process and do?
no, it's more than 150 people, so anybody over, any
Oh, okay.
amount over
And
20
again,
people.
it was an
then comes to
estimate.
us.
I didn't want to have
Yeah,
it
yeah,
show up and,
You guys have done this before. I mean,
Yeah.
the Poolesville Farms have done it before.
it's before,
This is
yeah,
It's, yeah.
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 And so
I know,
it's-
they've been
it's
doing
now.
it at St. Peter's just because it's hot and
Yeah,
ice cream.
people don't like the
Right.
hot. Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the permit as,
A second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Just make sure there you go, thank you. Exchange numbers
Thank you.
and that such with Preston. Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Oh, come on by.
Any abstentions or nays? No. Okay. Donna, thank you very much.
I signed in to talk, but I don't need to. I just didn't know if I needed to sign it.
Oh, and this?
Just cross me off.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Go home.
You're good.
Run a fast times report.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Donna. See ya.
Okay. All right, next item, speed humps on Wooton. And you're Elizabeth, right? Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Magini McKay.
Can you press the button on?
Yeah.
I will.
It's right in the middle in front.
There you go.
I'm on. Elizabeth Magini McKay, I'm at 19634 Wooton Avenue.
Here, see,
I walk my dog a lot. Richard can vouch for that. The traffic from about Norris down to Fisher is a speed trap. I mean, it's like people are racing that street. There are even people that don't bother to stop at the stop signs. They just keep on going. You have a dog park, you have a playground for the children, and you have the skate park. The kids are across the street constantly, and, at their ages, half the time they don't even look. And I don't blame them, they're kids. But the drivers don't slow down. And I really feel, we took a petition, I don't know if you have it there. We
We have a copy,
posted it, and I do have an add-on if you want to see it. We can get more if you want more. But people really feel that we need to slow the traffic down. And it's coming off of Norris. It's just like, it kind of reminds me of, those Fast and Race movies, that then they jump over the little hill there. And to just get something to slow everything down in there. And the speed humps are, unless somebody has a better idea, and if you guys are doing them on Hughes and what have you, believe me, that street needs them. People go more than the speed limit, and they're not watching out. So that is my plea. And I've only been in this town for a short time, so I engaged Richard, who's been around for a long time, and he can probably vouch for more years than I can, because I've only been here for 3 years. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you for recognizing an issue and going forward with it. There you go.
Richard Garner, 19746 Wooten Avenue. Nice job. You covered 2/3 of what I was going to say. I have brought this up before, not here, but on social media, or complaining somewhere online about the speeding. We've got a high school, so we've got high school kids, and I was probably one also that would, put a little gas in it, especially if somebody was looking. And I've lived there for 40 years. And, they come and then they graduate and they're around for maybe a year and then they go off to college and somebody replaces them. So we got other speeders. And there's some adults that do it too. And the running of the stop signs, I don't see anybody doing it 45 miles an hour. I see them rolling through it at 5, 8, stuff like that. That's not as serious as of hitting a kid or somebody's dog at 45 miles an hour at 25. Now, the town has gotten bigger. The school has a heck of a lot more than 95 seniors in it now. So we've got a lot more traffic, people bringing their children to school there. Another housing development over on that side in the last 5 years. We've got a lot of traffic on Wooten. And I think you all know better than I do. I thought I saw a post that park there is our most used park. I don't know, maybe it's Stevens, but I thought I saw a post that said that the park there is the most used park with the kiddies, in the skate park. And, we get 25 people with their dogs a day in the dog park. You've got cars going in, cars going out, high school kids, regular people. I'm not going to blame the high school kids. But the speed limit's 25. And it's hard to do 25, but it's 25. If you roll through that top sign, you roll through that bottom sign, or I see them coming up Hoskinson, pulling a left turn, not stopping there to go on Wooten, and hit 50 to 55 miles an hour right parallel with the entrance coming out of the dog park. And there's a little white car that's doing that right now. But, next to Hughes Road, well, I don't know whether that's been fixed. People were complaining about the speedway on Hughes Road. I can't think of another road in town that would need speed bumps or some kind of device to slow them down that's more important than that area that has been overlooked. That housing development down at Wooten Avenue on the other side of Wooten, you've got speed bumps. Where's the population? What happened to the townhouses, which have the most dense population of children, the high school, the parks? Why aren't the bumps there? I don't want bumps because it interferes with my driving. And the most I'm doing up that road is 30, if I'm paying attention. Probably 25 or 20. But there's been 3 dogs I know of that have been killed out there. And last year, and that's why this kind of started. I happened to bump into my friend here, and she said, yeah, it's my pet peeve too. I walk out my door and I face my court. And there's gobs of children in our court all the time. Kids and dogs live in these townhouses over there. And the one child was on probably a 12 or 16-inch two-wheeler, and I guess he's 10 years old, I don't know. I don't know little kids anymore. Can't guess their age. And there was 3 or more kids chasing him, you know. They weren't going fast. The kids could keep up with the bike. And the little boy on the bike was going like this, and he went right out into the street, realized he was in the street, put his feet down, and a car came and not skidded, but, you know, it was a panic stop. And because the kid was, you know, doing this. Now, if that kid would have been 5 seconds later going into the street, he'd been hit. Now, I don't know how fast that car was going. I was kind of watching what was in front of me with the children. And, but 40 miles an hour, not unusual. 45, well, you're getting somebody fast. And every now and then we get a hot dog that's blowing smoke all the way up and down the road. Some of
So
them
you-
are adults.
You said earlier you didn't want speed bumps, but you think, like personally, but you think speed humps will actually help solve the problem? Is that what you're
I
saying?
don't think anybody's going to hit a speed bump at 40. I don't know. What do you all think? But I'm not necessarily here to talk about speed bumps. I got a better solution. Let's put a camera up there and hit them in their pocketbook. And if they're teenagers, mom and dad are going to get the ticket, and they'll straighten the kids out. And I don't know, maybe a town will collect some money on it. But I don't know much about this. You know, speed bumps, sure, that'll slow them down. You're not going to do 50 miles an hour up that.
Okay, I just wanted to
It's-
clarify, because the petition was for speed humps. So I just trying to like clarify what the,
Yeah.
what your
well, you know,
comments
I think
were.
this is our introductory thing, and I like the camera thing, you know, because that gets them. Probably get me. But the
only problem, Richard, is they slow down when they see a camera. We all do.
yeah, but
They
that's
see a
that.
photo thing and you slow down. I don't, you know, this is not what I came in for.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But, you know, it starts as soon as they leave the park, let's say it's
No, we
a
get
high
that. We,
school senior.
yeah, we understand
You know,
that
if
from
they
Norris
roll
to
through
Fisher,
the-
there's a problem with speeding. We understand
If
that.
they roll through that, their next stop at, you know, when they start to slow down is on Hoskinson.
Right. That's,
And,
again, we understand what the speeding thing. I'm just curious, like, so you're for any type of intervention,
Yes.
but speed
slow
humps
them
being
down.
one of them.
Slow them down. It's
Okay.
25-mile limit, it's posted. Some people are doing 25, 28, you know, whatever.
No, we understand
And,
that part now.
But we've got more and more 40, 45s
Okay.
going through there. And a couple, like I said, gearheads. But we gathered a number of signatures there for a few days when we were enthusiastic. And almost everybody signs it. You know, what we got, 50, 75 signatures from families? I'm sure we could get 1,000, but I don't think that's the point. The obvious thing is, it's a safety issue there.
So this becomes part of a process now, because I agree with you, and I understand what you're saying. My house is nearby the ones that we're gonna propose, or the ones that are going in on Hughes. All right, so I'm very, very well aware about speed humps and what they do, what they can't do. We would need to take a look at it, at our point of view, and what I mean by that is, we would have to have John Strong look and see how often do we need a speed hump? Is there two between, you know, those two major intersections? Is there one, et cetera? And then he needs to come back to us with what it would cost, how we do it, and then we make a determination as to whether we recommend to the commissioners that we put in a speed hump. Okay, so you're on step one, basically. And, I mean, we'll talk about it now, but we need to vote on whether it makes sense to have the town engineer put pen to paper and see what results as far as how many and how much.
Yeah, what is the situation between a speed bump and a camera? Is the camera's terribly
Well, I'll tell you,
expensive?
the way I look at it, speed hump, No.
We don't do cameras. The county does.
Regardless, speed hump is one expense. You put it in, you're done. Camera is gonna find some way to be vandalized, or it has to be outdoors, it has to be kept up, it's electronic, something's gonna fail.
Won't pay for itself there.
Right.
A couple
Exactly.
private companies on it.
And so we as a town, I don't think have the authority to go out and issue tickets to people. I don't know what you need to do in order to do that, but I don't think we
Okay.
have it.
Yeah, you might have a point there.
Couple things. My last understanding of where we are with speed cameras. First of all, the state of Maryland came down a few years ago, and they said, if you've noticed, some of the speed cameras have been deactivated. It used to be that there was a fee that was paid per ticket. They didn't change that to now it's a fixed fee for the operation of the cameras. Those cameras then also have to be calibrated and maintained by Montgomery County. The town doesn't have a police force, so it falls to Montgomery County. So there's probably some other hurdles in there, but the town attorney would have to address those. Speed humps, there are design criteria set forth in the highway manuals for placement of speed humps. I'm not sure how this is to take place at this point, because I'm just the engineer. I don't know if it's recommended by the commissioners for a study to take place to look at placement of speed humps and a possibility of speed humps. But that's where it would come from, is my understanding.
In the past, haven't we just asked, we haven't even had to ask the commissioners to have a study done on that, right?
I think we have to go to the commissioner because it costs John, we have to spend money to have him go out there and do it. So.
Yeah, I got you.
And so we have to have them approve it, and then they'll send him out to do it, then they'll get back to us.
Got it. We have the mobile camera though, too, right? The mobile sign, the speed sign?
We have a speed sign that we could put on there. And
Like in the short term?
And often that's one of the first steps that John does, is take a look at what happens if we put that one there. Does it eliminate enough speeding?
Yeah, it's not a camera, but one of those flashing, if you go over this certain, which the town
Yeah,
owns.
does that record the speed zone?
No, just here it is, and, you'd be surprised. It gets
It's a pretty good
to
deterrent,
notice
but-
it and go, oh, yeah, okay.
Well,
All right, so,
do we-
any further discussion? Otherwise,
So I'd just like to make a motion that we request or put forth to the commissioners that we would like to have John Strong's group do a study to determine potential locations for speed humps on Wooton.
From 107.
Oh, yeah, between Norris and Fisher.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
That's what they were looking at.
Yeah.
yeah.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any abstentions? Nays? No, you pass unanimously.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, let me get back up to speed here. That's done.
Probably want to do the skate park now before we get into
Yeah, I
park
think you're
rules
right.
and regulations.
Yeah.
Or we can
Well,
talk
actually,
about
that's gonna
farmers
change.
market.
Yeah, and that's gonna be changed too. Yeah, actually, we'll make, where did the agenda go again?
You do have the two gentlemen.
Yep, yeah. Let me borrow, where's the, never mind here. Okay, so a couple things on parks permit, did that, petition for speed, we did that. So on the agenda, just, so you know, there's an item that says park rules and regulations dash farmers market. That topic, so to speak, is gonna be postponed. The group working on the, farmer markets and a few other things need some additional time before they're ready to present stuff to us, so that's what we're waiting for. Okay, then Gabriel, you're up. Hit that button in the middle, and and name and address, and then however you want to describe your project and everything from there.
I'm Gabriel Herman, 17901 Bliss Drive. First, I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to listen to my proposal. My goal is to expand the skate park. I go to the skate park a lot, almost every day, for hours on end practicing. Me and my friends love to skate there. We enjoy progressing and learning new stuff. I mostly scooter and I skateboard a bit. Lately, I've been out due to some injuries, but I still have thoughts of the skate. I like to add to the skate park, and so I think some of the importance of my goal is that it'll give more people to expand their abilities and skills there. It'll give more obstacles and different elements of ramps that we currently do not have there that are, I think, essential to progression in any extreme sport via BMX, skateboarding, scootering, rollerblading, any of those. And I think it's also a healthy form of recreation for kids my age and young adults. Personally, my strength, balance, perception, and confidence have all improved by skating there. And I think it also it gives kids and young adults another reason to go outside and be engaging with their bodies instead of looking at screens, playing video games, or looking at their phones all day. And there'll obviously be more rooms, so it'll be less packed during the summers, hopefully. There'll obviously be more at skate park if we do expand it, and I think it'll be a lot more beginner friendly with especially some skills, for example, like dropping in. You know, for me and a lot of other people too, we've all had to start off on a 5-foot quarter pipe, which is pretty intimidating your first time. So maybe adding in like a 3-foot, 3.5-foot mini ramp, I think would really help to gain that confidence to gradually go up to that 5-foot quarter pipe and drop in the first time. And so I know this will cost a lot, I'm sure. So we could get money from Poolesville and maybe some money from the county, and I'm willing to research possible grants throughout the county. And two things I would really hope to get out of this meeting is to hopefully have the Parks and Board approve the idea and the next steps that I need to do for this project, and what would be the best way to give input into the maintenance of the skate park. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time, and if there's any questions that you'd like to ask.
So I'm trying to figure out on this, so we see on this kind of aerial view
Yeah.
where the extension was, and that looks pretty clear. So I'm just trying to see which one of these is this. Yeah, no, I know that. But which one of these goes where on this?
So yeah, that is the one. That's the half pipe is that.
This right here. Okay.
Yeah, that would go in that front view of the
And
skate park.
that's the extension right here.
Yeah, that's the part. That
Okay,
will extend.
gotcha.
Yeah.
And then this is just the mini half pipe.
No, that's like the closer end of the half pipe towards the current skate park already.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
so that the mini
Yeah,
ramp is not okay.
I didn't make
tracking.
a copy for the mini ramp.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, do we even own all? Is that land all ours?
That is our land. A couple issues that the two areas that he suggested, they're actually into the water control features of the park system, and we would have to get it probably permitted through the county if they would allow us to do it. See, we're also if you're doing that, you're adding another concreted area, which changes all sorts of dynamics when it comes to stormwater control. In Montgomery County now, they are really tough on concrete structures and having proper water control, stormwater control. I think it's a great idea. That park is really used.
Somebody's there
And-
all the time.
And expanding it, I think is a great idea. I just don't know if it will be feasible or allowed. So there has to be some research into it. And probably, John should probably, once again, it goes back to having our engineer take a look, see if we
It's
do
even
have
possible.
the room,
Yeah.
see if it's feasible, because if we're interrupting the stormwater plan, that's where, before we put more time in, I think personally, that we should look at the stormwater features, and if we do have any room to expand on that. So, great idea.
I agree with you.
And I think, for safety-wise, expanding it would help too, because it gets packed in there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you could get some separation of age, like you said, put a smaller fixture on one end, and, you get the novices kind of, just spread just a little bit. So I would like to see it happen,
Yeah.
but we do have to go through, and I think
Yes.
having the town engineer take a look at it and to see if we can move forward with that, so.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I think the next steps would be, one, we're gonna get the town engineer, hopefully, to take a look and see whether it's even possible. And two, we gotta figure out how much it's gonna cost. And then just so you know, like typically, if we recommend to the commissioners, we have a very, very tiny budget. The commissioners get to spend all the money. If we recommend to the commissioners, hey, this is something we think that the town should move forward with, then they have to vote on it and approve it. You'll probably have to come in and give a presentation to them as well. And that may be a couple months down the road, to be honest with you.
And what's nice about this, the original one, the cost of the land, everything, that was kind of that was the kind of catalyst for the park, and it has grown into what it is now. So, we see a big price originally, but now that we own, cost of the concrete and some engineering.
Yeah.
So,
But typically,
concrete's not cheap.
Yeah, but from a funding standpoint,
Yeah.
the commissioners may agree with us and want to move forward, but they may have to budget out for the, say, 2 or 3 years, maybe even up to 5 years for that amount in order to get it done.
Yeah.
And then that's where grants and stuff like that can speed that process up. But I'm just trying to make sure you're aware of, it's a great idea, we think it's good, but sometimes bureaucracy moves pretty slow. So you gotta.
Your kids might be on.
No, it'll be done before then, but.
No, I'm just being funny, but.
But yeah, just giving you a heads up, but, I personally think it's a good idea, I don't know.
I like it too. I mean, it's kind of.
Your mic's off.
Thank you. I like the plan where you have extensions made. I think they make sense and better or not better, but make the park more usable. So, and like Patrick said, that this could be a process. If you look at, have you done any research on the one that's there now?
Not necessarily, no.
If you were dealing with that one, it would have been built after you graduated from high school. That's how long it took. That's how many people's minds it took to change and so forth. And big thing, how much money and how we got it. So lots of grant money, and it's possible.
We did request minutes, but they weren't found.
There's some advice, Dr. Butch.
Yeah, Butch Zackerl.
Yeah.
His family, or his kids were big into skating back then.
Or
I mean, they
Jim
may still
Brown.
be, but, yeah.
Jim Brown was very instrumental in this
And
first one as
working
well.
with the county and state,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
So.
literally took my time here, probably, we spoke about it for 15 or 16 years.
Yeah. Now, this isn't gonna take that long if they agree, but
Yeah.
it's just.
We didn't own the land or anything then.
No.
Yeah.
What year was the skate park built, John?
I want to say it was.
It was before the
Okay.
town hall was built.
No, it was after town
Okay,
hall.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably around 2010, 2011.
Sounds about right.
One of the things in the process, I think it's great that you have ideas what to put in, but typically the way the town has done this before, and other towns have done it before, whenever they want to expand or build a new skate park, is they put it out to bid from several different builders, and they come in with the elements. And then the skaters sometimes have a pretty good handle of what they're looking for,
Yeah.
and they'll come in and give input to the design team. So it is a process, but
So I don't know that we're,
I just looked, John, online, it says 2010.
yeah,
There you go.
Well, we can start the process of
6,000
looking
square
into it,
feet.
or make.
yeah, what I want to, so John, where,
We must have the
I
original
mean, we
plans,
obviously,
because they were add-ons.
Oh, yeah.
We scaled it down, yeah.
yeah.
That long
I
ago,
mean,
I
what
probably
is
still have the
it, what is
emails, to
it,
be
from an
honest with you.
engineering point of view? What's the next step on this? Because we can say, well, go get some estimates, or go get some of this.
No,
You
No,
I
the
think
feasibility. I think
changes,
you gotta look at
yeah.
the feasibility.
You got to look at the feasibility in order to determine what you can do in that space and what you can't do. Because you're going to add in impervious area in Montgomery County with impervious area and stormwater management. Now, if we can keep it under 5,000 square feet, additional 5,000 square feet, we can probably get a small land disturbance, okay?
Mhm.
If we go over that, then it starts to become a little bit more tricky. And then it depends on what grading is going to take place. Because although you
Right.
build the ramp, right, you have to have it backed up with something. So the footprint is a little bit larger than what you would think it would
Surface
be.
itself, yeah, okay. All right.
I'd like to make a motion that we recommend to the commissioners to look into a feasibility study of expanding the skate park.
Okay, I'll second it.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? You ready to work? All in favor, signify by saying yes or aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any abstentions? Nay? Very good. Congratulations.
Thank
Now,
you for
you're gonna
coming.
get, yeah, stay on it if you want this to happen. Make sure you're calling people that we told you, people that John either tells you or him, depending on when you.
Yeah, it just, it'll be, probably be, this item will be probably on the, depending on when we get the feasibility study done, probably next month's, or the following month's, meeting minutes.
Yep.
Have to get approved for.
Right, so, it may
Spend
not
money
be
for you.
until September that we actually have the feasibility study in hand, so just keep staying on the minutes, keep calling town hall, finding out where it stands.
We did catch the name Jim Brown, but I didn't
Oh, oh.
recognize the other name.
Butch Zackerl? Yeah, Butch Zackerl. I'll go through my old emails, and I got lots of old meeting minutes, and if I've got them, I'll send them to you.
Right.
But-
Butch is a town resident, he's
Butch-
not
yeah,
on the
Butch
board
Zackerl,
or
he was on
anything.
the board before.
He was on,
Yeah, he was on the
but he's
board.
not anymore, yeah.
Yeah. And his sons, I forget whether they had one or two, they had,
Yeah, two sons.
they skateboarded, and I think they even built a skateboard ramp in their garage at one period of time. And he was very solid and consistent in pushing the project along. Experienced a fair amount of headwinds from a variety of different people and individuals and entities, but they got it through, and a lot of it was paid for by grant money. So we would have to rely heavily on that, and
State.
it could be both, or,
There were two grants.
yeah, mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
And what they did, they had a plan. One thing about grant money and everything, he does his thing, and then we'll have a plan in place. And then all of a sudden, the county says, hey, we have project open space money. And then we're like, okay, we're ready. We already have a plan. We already have it engineered out.
Right.
So it might sit there for a couple of years, and all of a sudden, they turn money loose, and we have something ready to go. And,
speaking of something sitting there for a few years, if it's decided that that this is a good thing to move forward with, we don't have the money just yet, what they have done, the commissioners have done in the past is accrue or save in a piggy bank like idea, right? X $5,000 per year toward the skate park or the additional skate park. So we could do it that way too.
So it's a process.
All right.
But you got it started.
Appreciate you coming up. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Gabriel.
And starting it, yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you.
See a Google skate
Oh, I meant to ask, is there anything else that you,
He had, you had stuff on there about fixing cracks too, didn't you?
Do you-
Yeah, there's a lot of divots there.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't on, my mic wasn't on either, but I guess on your thing here, you had talked about
Yeah.
fixing some issues.
There's lots of cracks and divots there, and I've definitely had my fair share of hitting those divots a lot. So it'll be really nice to be able to clear those up, and maybe instead of putting like wall paint, especially white wall paint on the quarter pipes, because during the day it's absolutely blinding, So, like maybe putting like a darker gray on there would be nice, and maybe like just spray paint over the spray paint would be a good idea because it doesn't really cause any slipperiness on the quarter pipes, which I've also experienced. So, yeah, I've definitely had a lot of falls because of the slide of the paint and divots and cracks too. So that'd be really nice if we could get those, fixed up.
We did have a presentation several months ago, and that's what Mr. McKinney was talking about earlier
Oh,
with
yeah.
Noah and Engage. Did you say
March-
this?
Yeah,
I think they're
Yeah.
here. I think they're here too now, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So
March 4th.
we're gonna actually back in March. Okay, so we are gonna talk about potentially even doing some kind of mural
Yeah,
type
I've heard
painting on
about
there, so
that.
and I'm thinking hopefully in the process of that, we would also fix those cracks and divots
Yeah.
and things, which would be great.
We had briefly talked as well about the vandalism issue and even buying, I would be happy to donate a fake camera that we put out there.
It's all about enforcement.
That's
all
all
about enforcement.
We talked about cameras.
There you go.
Somebody kill one, thanks.
We were talking about cameras for as long as the skate park, 20-some years now. And what comes down to is enforcement. We can have the cameras, and until we have a mechanism to enforce, it's just good television.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a police force, so we can be like, okay, we have this camera images, but we can't do anything about it. What really I think is the best way to stop that is you guys. Positive. Just say, hey man, this is our stuff. Let's not ruin it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you confront anybody or put yourself in harm's way or anything like that. I'm just saying like by being, a positive role model up at the skate park is gonna go a long way. I think personally.
Is this, let me just ask another question. Is this like a project that is something else? I know the high school has Project Lead the Way for engineering students. We have Boy Scout troops there that they do Eagle projects.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like that motivates you like that? Or?
No, it's just purely because I go there every day, and I really think those additions would really help with my progression and everyone
That's
else's.
impressive, yeah. Very good, okay.
Good job, man.
Thank
you.
And even if nothing happens for a little bit, stop by and give us a quick update, and, see when our meetings are, and, because that helps a lot. All right. Yeah, I think so, hang on, that's him.
Something added to the agenda?
Yeah,
Do we want to hit the? Do we want to hit
the music
old
guy.
agenda item, the actual mural of the skate park next?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna,
Oh.
yeah, I was just trying to find.
Instead of holding somebody, there's somebody here that, for just another permit.
Oh, okay.
Instead of holding them here for a long
Oh,
discussion.
yeah, Levi?
Bring that up.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's true, that'll take less time.
Hey, my name's Levi Habeisen, and I live at 21100 Slidell Road. So basically, what I'm trying to plan and organize is a music and arts festival of sorts, and I've requested the Waylands Common area. It's basically, I'm getting a lot of local DMV artists. I already have 3 or 4 that are ready to go, and I plan on getting a few more. And it'll be a rotation of live music. Since coronavirus has happened, all the local artists and bands and music makers of Maryland have not been able to play virtually any live shows. They've been having to do all these other kind of things, whether they're doing, stuff online or releasing music elsewhere, but an actual live show has been forever since, us musicians have been able to do. So I was thinking, a lot of COVID regulations have been lifted. We don't have to wear masks anymore. Obviously we still want to be safe about it, but I was thinking a good show would be a really nice way to start lifting people's spirits up again, get live music out there, get people heard. And it's a good thing for the local artists too, because they're all trying to find their own way of making music and being heard by the right people. So that's our plan for that. Other things we'd have, I work at Cugini's just across the street, And I was going to talk to them about having them cater the event, you know, getting lots of pizzas out there, good amount of people. I don't know exact amount of people yet because I wanted it to be open to the public. So I want, you know, anyone that drives by and sees the place and just wants to come, they're more than welcome to. But I would have a guess of about 50 plus people. I actually organized a similar event 2 years ago before all this COVID stuff happened. It was at a different location, but, you know, we had really good feedback. I think we had 4 or 5 artists come and play, and everyone just basically just had a really good time. So that was my hope and want, and why I was requesting the Wayland Commons for use there.
Is there going to be like, you wouldn't charge anybody to come, right? It's just open to the public?
No, I wouldn't charge anyone. I would definitely have we were going to make it a fundraiser of sorts. We were thinking about
free will donations if people want.
No, it wouldn't be a charge thing at all. And then I would probably have like a tip jar for the bands too, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're not paying them to come play.
Right.
They just want a place to play, as most artists and musicians do these days.
Quick question amongst us. Do we have a time frame for how late we can have something going on at Wayland's? 'Cause he's requesting 5 to 10, so that's why I was wondering. Is 10 our latest, or is it?
There is a sound.
That's what I can't remember what it is. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Keep going, I have it somewhere here, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sharp. We do have people who,
Oh, of course.
We normally in the past, 10 o'clock is, and it's a sharp, once it's 10, it's done on there. I think it's a great event also. And it's tough to speculate how many people we're going to have show up. So, but we would have bathrooms involved, and we might, on an event, because something like it could grow, we might have to have a person or two on grounds to, you know, if there's trash and there's, you know, issues with electricity and stuff like that. So we might have to have a personnel involved
Have
in
we-
this one.
All right, so it is, however, required that no field sport activity, bear with me, continue beyond 10 p.m. except special except by special permission of the town manager
Well,
authorized. That's
If
the
the
wrong
number,
one.
if the number's 10 and he's going 5 to 10, I don't think we don't need to discuss it further.
I just want to confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted, and it's the way to get to 10, not the right way, but it makes the 10.
No, I mean, it says 10 o'clock is the latest, right?
Yeah, but-
We don't need it, we don't need an additional approval.
No,
That was just, we're not going to need like a full amount of time, and for most people, the later in the day works the better. You know, a lot of people do work, even though it is a Saturday.
Yeah, even if
that
you
we're
get 6
requesting.
bands, each band playing an hour-long set's pretty, or
Exactly,
6,
yeah.
that's a long time, man.
Also, it's a lot hotter, middle of the day, you know, 4 p.m. It's going to be burning heat. There's not a lot of shade out there except for the musicians, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 5 to 10 was just what I wrote down. Like, I am totally open to negotiation or
And
anything
what
else.
date is that?
It's July 31st, Saturday.
Saturday. And we're not doing any Fridays on the Common, we're not doing any of that stuff, right? Because,
we have a couple of events going.
Okay.
There'll be events on Fridays. I think everything has been Fridays there. Talking about getting a farmer's market and the attraction, but I think that's going to happen for the 31st. But there is, there is something the 29th, I think. There might be a beer thing.
wait, we're doing the Beer Fest? Or, I thought that was Spring Fest.
Yeah, I think there's a thing on, we'll have to check our schedule,
Mhm.
because it's kind of fluid right now.
Understandable.
When, I think the 31st is open, but I think there's something that Friday possibly, so, we do have to check that date to make sure that it is.
Okay.
And I know there's things that, we had a movie last Friday, we have another movie this coming up Friday, and I think there was something, that might be on August 29th, I think I think it's August 29th that we're having a larger, thing.
Yeah,
I think
and,
would be covered. I just
okay.
don't wanna sit there double bump.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I got you.
What's that?
29th should be a Thursday if 31st
July
is a
29,
Saturday.
yeah.
August 29th?
Or no, yeah, Thursday.
I think that's the one where they're gonna have the breweries and stuff.
But we're talking about July 30.
And all, well, you never know. I mean,
I'd be happy to.
After you play July 31st, yeah. July 31st is the date that he requested.
yes, so I don't think there's gonna be a conflict with that.
Is Blue Cadet your band, by the way?
It is, yeah.
He's gonna lock the date in,
Yeah.
but I think there is, I'm pretty sure the August.
And we are,
Right around that weekend, there's that we do have an AR for entertainment too.
That's cool.
No, yeah, I'd be happy to do that too.
You know what, sir, on the side, you might want to call town hall tomorrow and talk to Kathy Buck. She's our director of events.
Okay.
She can give you the dates, and you might want to mention that you'd be willing to play at, anyways, just talk to her, and she might be able to help you out even more.
Okay. Call her
So-
tomorrow morning, you said?
Yep, and she's here about 8 o'clock, I think she gets here.
All right. Yeah.
She's 8 to 4, if I'm not mistaken, and it's Kathy Buck, this call town hall.
Okay.
So, and our COVID protocols are county, right? Like, we're following whatever the county is, and we're outside, no mask, no restriction in terms of limits.
We're good for the moment.
I make a motion, we approve the permit for July 31st, pending no conflict.
I second it.
We moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Abstentions? Move to the next thing. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have fun. And
Yeah.
then use the whole Facebook, web thing, just promote it and all that good stuff. Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Sort this out when I get home. Just come in. Where is?
Yes.
Yeah, Noah and Cage, I think, right?
Just know it.
Okay, just Noah this time? Is this the right? Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Huh?
I saw that email from
Yeah,
our
yeah.
president of the commissioners.
Well, so, guys, I'm gonna hand you guys this, if you can just, this is our, one of the commissioners happened to see this. I think it's actually Gaithersburg. They redid their skate park, and they put those murals in.
One of the things they did, though, is they actually hired local artists. I personally prefer the idea of the young people who have taken on the project and wanting to doing it themselves with assistance. The more you guys own that, the more the graffiti and all that stuff goes away.
Yeah. And, I think that it's a suggestion. I mean, you can end up doing what you want, and, I mean, you're probably gonna have to, because it's gonna be on a smaller scale anyway. But, it was, when you tell me mural or whatever, I wouldn't have thought of what, for a skateboard park, what would one look like, but now I kinda get an idea, so. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're planning on maybe making it like an Eagle Scout for the Boy Scouts, since both me and Cage are part of a scout, part of the Boy Scouts. But yeah, we're planning on right now we just have painting the main park red and then having some white outlines and then adding whatever we plan on maybe in the quarter bowl or on the side of the park. But yeah, we're doing that because there has been a big graffiti problem within the past COVID season, and the paint and all the spray paint gets slippery and is really annoying to deal with at the park. Yeah.
I think it's been a long time since we last met, right? It's
Yeah,
pre-pandemic.
it's been a while, yeah.
Good Lord, November 4th, I think.
Yeah.
But I think the last time we talked about concrete stain because we weren't too knowledgeable on what would be the best fraction, right?
Mhm.
And but we were also I think we wanted the blueprint or rough square footage of the park so we could kind of see what the budget could potentially look like. And also you guys talked about sand. What is it?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Sandblasting, and so we're not sure. We were just on idle for the moment. We're not sure what's the next step or what to do.
Okay, so there is a plan existing for the skate park, both the what we call a dynamic plan, which is all the curves and everything else, and then it's square footage too.
Mhm.
And what you have to keep in mind is that because it's a dynamic, what you get from a plan usually is a plan view, which is not the total square footage of the yeah, basically. But the dynamic plans show what the curves are and how they are. it could be made into a 3D model in order to figure out how you want to actually do that work on a 3D model. There were some rough calculations done, I want to say 6-7 months ago when the previous town manager was here. I can try to find that information. I'm not sure that where it lies. So.
Also, I think if memory serves me right, we were going to see about if you were looking about getting paint donated and then coming up with a actual plan of what you guys wanted to do for terms of scope. Whether you're going to have different designs in there or just a solid color kind of thing. But I did with Gabe, with just the color you mentioned. And what Gabe just said, I think maybe you get with some of the other folks up there, decide if that's
Get some feedback.
get some
That was a good
feedback
right there.
on that, and then I'm sure we can figure out in terms of what type of paint is best, so that it's not slippery or whatever.
Those discussions were had with the vendor who built the park.
Okay.
So there are paints available, and he was more than enthusiastic about it. So.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Supplying us with that information.
Excellent.
So you mentioned you were kind of at a stall right now. What gets you to move off of that?
Well, we're still trying to decide what would be the best design for the park, and what we want to change, and how we're gonna redesign and avoid the graffiti from it. But yeah, we're John from the hardware store said he would be willing to give us some paint at wholesale. I think he said yeah, once we have the blueprints and how much we need, and we have some other people from Facebook that said they'll be interested in helping us too.
Gotcha. And if you're doing it as a scout project, have you got your project plan together and approved yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay. This is the man to talk to about that, because he knows it inside now, or that guy over there.
For the scouts or SSL hours? We were thinking about that too, just to bring more of the community.
Yeah.
Just young.
That's why they do too, yeah.
Yeah. You do your Eagle Scout projects is about bringing in the community and getting outside help, planning the
So
project.
the more the better.
Yeah.
With this
Yeah.
type of project.
The more the better, but if you get too many, you'll be
yeah,
stopping
sorry.
over each. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
So, you're right, more people makes it easier, but you can find space. So you
Right,
don't want
that's
to be
true.
tripping over each other. I think you'll have to do some, what troops are you talking about?
Well, there's the egg troop that me and Cage both are in, and we've talked about it with the other members of that troop. And yeah, they like the idea.
Where's the troop located?
Huh? I forgot.
It's in Darnestown? I
Yeah,
believe?
Darnestown, okay.
Darnestown, yeah.
Now, are you a resident of Poolesville, or?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I live on 1761 Collier Circle. Right.
All right, because there's at least one Boy Scout troop here that may or may not be interested.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't have to go as far to get them.
That's true.
So, just from hearing the conversation, I think there's maybe two things that need to happen. One, on your end, getting that scout project plan put together and then approved by whoever's going to approve that. If you want it to count for the scouts, if you're just doing for SSL, no big. You don't have to worry about that, right? We can, John. If we have the data for the square footage, we can get you that so you can figure out how much paint we need. And then also, I think you also need to go back to the skate community, the people that use that park, and figure out exactly what they want, so that we can get that input before we say, hey, go ahead and paint, and then everybody hates it, and we got to hear, you know what I mean?
So what, just the community's input on the overall design, or
Yeah, I think if you say, you can either do it through the Facebook or
Right. I mean,
just, I mean, I would really focus on the people that are going to be using it, right? I mean,
Yep.
Facebook, you may get some good comments, but I think the people that are going to use it, that's who really count.
Yeah.
And that's who we're going to listen to anyway, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that went on online about the dog park when we were approving that and said some, bad things, and they didn't want the dog park, but never showed up here. And we had a whole bunch of people that showed up here and said they were very, very supportive of it. So it got approved and it got built, right? So you get those people, maybe even have them invite them to a meeting. That way we have all that input so that we know how we need to move forward. But once we get the plan and everything, then we can decide whether or not we need to go to the commissioners to get it approved, right?
Yeah, well, we would, but yeah, whether we would do that, no, we would. So, slip my tongue for a moment here. Sorry. Oh, the samples. So in other words, you wanted to show somebody, what you could do with the park, how they might want to paint, colors, design, so forth and so on. You could take like 5 and make between you and the other 2 scouts, at least anyway, at this point, the smaller group, make 5 drawings up and ask people which one of you do you like on the skate park. This one, it's an easy way for you to get some guidance as to what the community would be happy with.
Yeah, without having a ton of data come at you.
Can't
You're like,
go,
hey,
what would you like to
here's some
see?
designs. Which one do you like best?
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now we just have a couple designs. I've asked around I think 4 or 5 people that were at the park at the time, what they think would be best for the park, and yeah, we got a couple results from it.
Okay.
Cool.
So it sounds like that, and John getting an estimate as to size-wise, and you guys getting an estimate of what that means with respect to paint. It really kind of sounds like the next step.
Yeah, I had a question. You said that the person who built the park or who designed it, he could give us a recommendation, or he could
On the type of paint.
on the type of paint. Okay. He would know best.
He would know best.
Yeah, definitely.
They do Artisans, I believe is the name of the company, and they do skate parks all over the United States.
Okay.
So they know very well what
Yeah.
materials to use.
Cool. Is there a method that we can get the square footage and data to them?
I can send a plan, I can see what I have as far as square footage.
Okay. Or the plan. I mean, we can kind of eyeball the square foot. It doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah.
Do we have your contact information? We must have.
The best thing to do is send town hall an email.
Okay.
And request that information, then I can respond to it
Mhm.
easily and email it back to you in the town hall.
Perfect.
But it is, I know it is in the town hall database, but I'm not sure where that database is right now.
Got it.
And if you could do me the courtesy of CCing me, that'd be great, just so I can keep others up to speed, or myself and these guys, if no, I don't have to bother John at work.
There you go. I just went back through all my old emails. Back on September 10th, 2009 is when the design
September?
committee got together for that park.
Yeah, okay, it was a little cold.
Jeff, can we get Gabriel's information to them so they can kind of
Work together?
Work as a group, yeah, joint effort.
Makes sense.
Yeah, although they're two kind of different things, really,
But it's,
but,
well,
Yeah.
to paint before you paint it, you gotta make sure all the divots and all that stuff is taken care of.
Right.
So
yeah, I
it's a
can,
kind of coordinated effort.
Yeah.
I'll bet you that this artisan skate park design group will also explain to us, filling in all those cracks.
Yeah, can we be a little proactive and as a board here and decide to make a motion to actually start working on the divots and cracks now?
Or do we need a budget?
as you say, do
I mean,
how much they cost and how many
It's not that
we
hard.
have.
I actually put it down on my things to do. There's a couple divots, I can get some high pressure grout, and some of the bigger divots, I can take care of that.
Thank you.
And then also I was gonna look into getting a cost of a sandblaster, professional sandblaster, and just have it done, just knock it out, because it should be taken off. But
Yeah.
that was just a quick fix with, that bad graffiti that was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
on there. So I'll try to look in that and get that cleaned up. But that's something I can do it. So it's not a big budget project. So I'll just absorb the cost in the park R&M, and I'll
Got
get
it.
that done.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Okay. Anything else? I don't know, I don't think we're at a point to vote on anything.
No.
We
I
need to
just
get
gotta wait
information
to-
back in order
yeah.
to take that we need information back from you so we can take the next step forward.
Square footage data from
Right.
size estimate stuff from us.
Okay, and just send out information as soon as we get it, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
just request to be on the next Parks Board agenda
Okay.
as old business,
Okay.
and then we can keep pushing forward. That's so. You know, everything is citizen driven, right? I mean, there's only so much that we can do. So if you guys really want this done, which I think it's a cool project, but you're gonna have to own it. You know what I mean? And then put your stamp on it. So, you know, keep coming to the meetings, keep getting giving us the information so that we have to help build a case so that we can take it to the commission and say, hey, we think this should get done, and we think we should get it funded. And so, you know, and if we have the better presentation we can give to them, the better chance it's gonna get done, right? And hopefully maybe even talk about getting them to fund some of the cost of it and all that good stuff, right? And then you guys can kind of own the design and everything. But, so, be at the next meeting, be pushing it. I think it's a good idea. I kept asking, hey, when those kids come back? It'd be
question.
really cool, because if you do it, I do think it'd really help deter the graffiti, you know what I mean? Especially if you got some of those guys that are doing the graffiti involved in, you know, beautifying it, you know what I mean?
So I don't know if I missed, to turn this into a scout thing, what's your time frame there? Do we know?
Oh, well, our last period, we tried to start it by spring of last spring, but we don't really have last year. We don't really have a due date now.
But I mean, do you have a time, I know we've seen with the scouts before, you have to have it done by a certain time frame.
Get them that plan.
Is
Yeah,
it
before
18? It's 18 and 9 months now, but 18.
9 months?
To get the additional 9 months, you have to ask for a waiver, and there's a reason why, and so on and so on. How old are you?
I'm 14.
Okay, so you have loads of time.
Yeah, we want this done in 4 years. We'd like to get it done soon.
Right.
Yeah, I'll definitely have them go hard on it.
So-
Getting the Boy Scouts all
So we're
set.
not holding you up at this point then, I guess.
Not at all, really. It was just, like I said, it's been a long time since we last talked, and a lot of things were forgotten.
Well, I'm glad you guys made it tonight.
Yeah.
So
I think
what
it's cool. I really support the project big time, personally.
What about your partner? Is he in? Is he out? Just couldn't make the meeting? What?
Oh yeah, he's currently sick right now.
Okay.
He just got back from a big Boy Scout trip, and he's taking a rest.
Out in the mountains
Yeah.
in Mexico, right?
Philmont?
He did
yeah,
Philmont?
that was
Did
Philmont.
Philmont?
Ah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Looked pretty rough.
You did that trip, didn't you?
I did it twice.
Twice.
Oh, yeah? It's interesting.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
You guys.
Oh, we're on camera? Awesome. Is it live on YouTube? Sweet.
Next thing I think is comprehensive plan, right? I think I covered all the other things in there.
Is comprehensive plan means our parks rules and regs? Because I know that was another thing that we were gonna be doing.
Yeah,
I
basically.
thought we had completed that and we had voted on it, and then did it get kicked back to us?
Well, the commissioners never picked it up and approved it. It fell. So I think when we did the park walk, I think we talked that we were at least going to review it. You know, everybody just go through it to make, because I think there were a couple things that, I don't remember what they were, but that we were thinking we might have to just change a few descriptions or add some stuff. I can't remember what it was, but, do you remember, Doug?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. There were a few minor things that we needed to do. But, yeah, there were two of them, which we got in there. We changed the ones, believe that's online. I have a copy that,
I feel like this is redundant. I feel like we actually already did this.
Oh, we did.
We did,
We
but
completed it and we pushed it to the commissioners. Commissioners never picked it up. Sorry. Commissioners never picked it up as an agenda item. I think it was with the previous town manager, it slipped.
Yep.
Did it slip or just purposely not get added to the agenda?
no, I
Whatever, I don't know. It just, it didn't get done.
It wasn't, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it just didn't get done, so we're back to,
All right.
we're gonna review it, we'll pass it back to them.
But
I
there's-
think it's-
there's-
I know, Terry, you
right.
did tons of
Yeah,
work.
yeah, it was.
But
I
I'm
mean,
just
we
saying, I know
completely
we did
rewrote
it.
the thing.
So should we review it till for next time?
So, well, there's another component to this. At the moment, the Planning Commission is beginning to gear up for a detailed review and set for the master plan. There's the Parks Committee and a couple other committees, I'm not exactly sure who the other ones are, have the ability to present one, their chairman or vice president, whatever, attends the meetings that the Planning Commission has with respect to designing, updating, changing, creating, whatever. All that also spills into streetscape. So, comprehensive plan is a nice word for putting everything in that we have and putting it together in one big document. So, yes, I think we're done for the most part, but yes, we need to take a look at what it is that we did the last time and make sure that we're definitely
Okay,
good
I
on
think
it.
we're talking about two different things. The parks rules and regs is one thing, but what you're suggesting is that we need to put together a kind of a long-term view of where we see the parks and streets going.
No, I think we need to
So that
make
we
sure
can
how
represent
Parks and
ourselves at
Streets
the
fit into the master plan.
Right, but you're not going to get that through rules and regs.
So yes, that's two things.
Yeah.
Well, here's how a description for.
Oh, John's.
Yeah.
Okay, so Planning Commission has started into the comprehensive plan, that's what they call it these days, and also through the master plan process. So there are various sections within the master plan. You probably should take a look at the master plan, determine what sections are in your purview.
Applicable to us.
Okay. And then go ahead and address any of those changes or concerns that you would like to address. And maybe some more detailed information. Each committee is going to come before the commissioners and talk to the planning commission and talk to them about that. And then the planning commission is responsible for writing and developing the entire comprehensive plan. So you'll need to go ahead and address that at some point. But I would recommend reviewing what's in the existing master plan before you
Right.
start trying to draft a new one.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like the rules and regs are. That's not. Can't even apply to the comprehensive plan.
Probably not. You're right. I get
Yeah,
it.
this is more just like, hey, where does the town master plan or the comprehensive plan say we're going? Where do we think we need to address some of the parks and streets?
The best way I think
Yeah.
to look at it is visions and goals.
There you go. Yeah.
So, yeah. So one of the things I know that was from a very old master plan, talking back to Kurt Barron days and Anderson days. Yeah, Andy Johnson days. Is that the 4-quadrant park system. And the idea was that in each, Poolesville broken up into 4 quadrants, certain parks and regs in each one. So that you didn't have to go way over here to the other one, you had your own. Oh, sorry.
There's nobody there on
Yeah.
YouTube, but they want to be able to hear you.
Yeah. So,
But that's been accomplished, right?
yes, it's been accomplished. So what is our next goal, if we could do something? I mean, what is it?
Do we go back to streetscape, or is that even our issue anymore?
I think, well, yeah, I think that we should be part of streetscape, because we're part of
Yeah.
the town, they're the streets.
But that was
We
taken away
picked
from
the-
us,
we
wasn't
picked
it?
the,
No, it was not.
what's that?
No, it was not.
What was that?
They tried to take the streets away
Yes,
from us.
yeah.
Okay. We should.
So unless they're doing it like covertly.
So maybe put it on the
So anyway.
agenda item, new business, and we'll actually go review the master plan in depth at the next meeting. or
Sure.
we
could
can
do that.
even, we can get it out to everybody and have everybody kind of bring their.
Yeah. Yep, we could do it that way. We could,
Right or wrong?
no, right or wrong. Well, I guess the bottom line is we don't need to rush on this. And in fact, the planning commission has, or was it the commissioners that had that woman that met with them?
It was the planning commission, had from Maryland, Maryland State Government Planning Commission
Right.
to address it.
And she said, listen, if you could put a target date as December to be done, but if you're still working on it and you're making progress, otherwise, that's okay too. Don't rush the project when you don't have to. Take more
I
time,
agree, but
make
as
it
a
better
committee, I
thing.
think we should start to pull that data and start to identify
Yes.
where we would like some input into
Yes.
the process.
Yep.
Is the master plan out on the town site?
Yeah, the
That's
existing
in the
master
list.
plan exists on
Yeah.
the town website. Also, if you need to get a paper copy, which some of us older people do, it is available at Town Hall.
Okay, thank you.
The paper copy has all the neat colored maps, right?
Yes. That's nice.
It's in the
Yep.
in the other one too.
Is it,
And
the digital one's got to have it too?
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be my
Yeah.
suggestion is we all pull down the master plan, whether it be hard copy or digital, and
Yep.
really start to take a look at it and maybe start to build a matrix of ideas that we have that should be, that we, as a committee, we should be representing to the planning commissioner as they're going through this process.
Right.
I'm assuming you get to be the happy person. You said
Talk to Brian, Bob. All right. So who else is on that committee?
So yeah, just to
Brian,
roll
Bob.
back around, yes, it is two separate things. You got that
Yeah.
plus the rules and regs. And I remember, if I remember correctly, Gail was like spearheading the rules and regs as a follow-up, just.
She was. It's in the minutes
And
that
she-
she was supposed to get one and make sure it was the right one that we had. I can't remember how I got.
And I think we do.
Yeah.
You emailed that to us or somebody did.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
I think we got the last update.
I don't know if I have the last one. It seemed like there were a couple.
I have.
It was signed.
I would say the one I have was signed.
Literally signed it.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and
I think
it had
we,
your fancy schmancy permit here. One looked all like we worked hard on it. But you only were the only. But you worked hard on it. The rest of us said, okay, oh, here it is. Yeah.
It was an
So-
attachment to our. There was an attachment on our most recent, the email we just got.
oh,
Yeah,
was it?
It's
Okay.
attached. Yeah.
Is this?
So you want us to go through
As
that
of May 8th.
for the next meeting and make sure we have,
Yeah.
okay.
And there, there shouldn't be much, I would think, that changes, or, because we had just done it.
For eight, that's what I'm saying, like, I don't know why we just don't approve it now. I mean,
Well,
we
because-
literally,
I just,
No,
I just, if I remember.
Effective May, or effective 5/19, so.
yeah, but I mean, that was the
we
last,
can do it.
I mean, well,
2019.
Yeah.
But I know at our meetings, in the walkthrough, Gail did mention there was a couple things that she just wanted.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Touched
So,
on, so that's
wait
about
till
it.
next meeting then?
I think
Pull-
so.
Pull it,
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah, pull that down and read that too,
Okay.
yeah. Because then we can get I think that is all. You're up to Preston. Your report.
Summertime is here. It's hot. They cut a personnel from me, so I don't have my full staff.
Wait a minute, you lost personnel?
Yes, I lost a 6-month employee due to budget issues, because they're paying contractors and paying, anyways, there's money that's been removed from the,
Is this part of the new town commissioner search?
yes. So hopefully
Is it the
next
same
year-
company that they hired?
No, they went in a different direction with that. Hopefully next year, in the fall time, I'll approach about getting back to my normal personnel. So, and with that said, one person makes a big difference trying to stay up in front of things. on there. So besides that, a lot of grass this year, a lot of weeds this year. It just the way the weather really has been a strange year. I mean, we get just enough rain, then the sun cooks it and it grows. And so, anyways, getting back to normal. We had a first event, movie event, which went well. I'm glad to see that there's more events coming back on. That's what we do. That's part of our normal routine. With that, I have a nice solid crew this year too. I have some great summer help. Brought on a nice young man for a permanent personnel that was picked up 2 months ago, which has turned out very well. And so overall, not bad. We're just busy, and like I said, we do have to address a couple things in the fall time about personnel and pay. Pay has to be addressed, and I will be addressing the commissioners in October about appropriate pay for personnel in this town.
Let us know if there's anything we can do.
Yep.
I saw that we did some tree removal throughout the town. Is that dead stuff that's going to get replaced in the fall? Or?
Yes, full-time replacement. We still probably have another 20 or so trees that are dead, but once again, without the personnel, I'm just trying to maintain right now, and hopefully when the things slow up here, we'll get back on our tree removable. But I do have yours on the list too. I mean, I just haven't got to it.
It's got 2 limbs left now.
I know, it's good. No, but it's on my list. And we also have some issues with the trees over on Hillard. We have, I had Bartlett Trees come out, and they have a treatment program in place. I do have to remove some of them, the ash trees over there, which are, not ash trees, locust trees, which are pretty hardy. But they've been stressed the last couple of years. And we had them treated last year. We'll have them treated this year. Hopefully we can salvage them. Mm-hmm. And one thing about planting trees, a monoculture, when the disease comes in, it could remove the whole block. So we need to start addressing alternating trees and actually planting trees that are indigenous to this area. I know people like to have trees that are different colors and stuff, but our soils are horrendous. Yeah. In this town, there's only certain trees that really will do well.
Plant a bunch of serviceberry, man. Those things are beautiful.
Yeah. And so, anyways, we addressed that. Actually, we've also did some additional tree planting along Collier Circle Pond, which is a pond that we are constantly battling. So I'm trying to introduce more trees, add some shade. Hopefully, their root system will absorb some of the fertilizers that are coming into the lake through the stream. The stream bed we have allowed to go back. It has a lot of grasses and trees in it now, which should help with filtering it. Our biggest thing in that pond is the depth. We contacted the county last year. They looked at it, said our biomass does not meet the requirements to have it dredged, and basically it said we're so far down the list it doesn't matter anyways with projects they have for the stormwater ponds, which we signed over to them several years ago. We did have some work done at Stevens Park. They still inspect it, which there's certain aspects of it that we are still responsible for, and John had a crew come out and put a new storm pipe in. So the pond maintenance is it's where it's at. I'd like to add some more koi this year to it. And if I get the numbers up with the koi, I think that's going to help with the vegetation, because they do eat the vegetation. We tried to plant lily pads, and the snapping turtles ate them. I didn't realize, I didn't know they were omnivores. And so we have giant snappers, so that didn't work out. But the koi seem to be living even in the harshest conditions. So what my plan is to get a large enough concentration to that they'll start making inroads into the duckweed and into the algae, because we've been treating it for chemicals for years, and we started the program again, and it gets washed out, and it lasts for a couple, maybe 4 or 5 days, and then here we go again. So the chemical end of it has not really been cost effective. It's more, say, hey, we're treating it type of thing. So we have to look at the ponds in a different manner, and which I'm trying to do. And I'm gonna try to do it with the fish. I think that's the next movement, is to see if I can get enough koi in there to make a difference. And so, but that's something I need to address.
too will help upstream.
What's that, sir?
The filtering upstream.
Hopefully that does it, but we still have issues with people dumping. The other day, there was a homeowner, actually a business came in and they were dumping their pool, highly chlorinated water. We caught it in time. It was right outside of Tama One Pond, actually, and then they shut it down. And I don't think people are aware in this town that they can't dump their pools. We do have an ordinance against it. And somehow we need to, maybe on their water bills or something, get it out to them. Say, hey, before you have us come test it, before you empty your pool or blow it off, because that highly chlorinated, clear water does not mean it's healthy water. And the reason chlorine's in it, because it kills our organic thing. Well, fish are organic, and it gets into our ponds, and it really will.
Yeah.
And then if you have fish that are stressed in shallow, superheated ponds, when the chlorine hits it, it really magnifies the problem.
Oh, game over.
And we had another small fish kill over in Collier Circle, and it happens same time all the time, and we're pretty sure it's associated with the pool in there. And actually, we have a couple aerators out, which are being rebuilt. They'll be back in service by the end of next week on that. And so that's where it's at, pretty much, guys. Yep.
Yep, sounds good, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions, comments, discussion matters? Hearing none.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Moved and seconded, motion to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying yes.
Aye.
Yes, aye. Any opposition? No. All right, we are out of here at 8:36. Well, I'm sticking to that one. Okay.
That was a lot of stuff to cover quickly.